me. He joined the Air Force when...
Joe has got a question.
Yes.
Those are the days of 30-shilling tailors.
Right.
You could buy a suit for 30
Oh,
shillings.
yeah.
You
30
probably,
shillings.
Oh,
you probably all wore the men suits that cost 30 shillings.
Wow.
I had a brother 5
filming?
years older than me. He joined the Air Force when he was 17 years old, and unfortunately he was killed in a plane crash on a night flying exercise when he was 21.
Oh.
I was 16 at the time. There were only 40 Jewish families in Bolton, and this was a very small knit community.
Did he volunteer?
Yes.
Did he volunteer? Yes, he wasn't called up.
No,
Your brother?
he got called
Yeah,
up
the
when
got
they were 18, and he wanted to be in flying in air crew, and so it was one of these night flights, and I'm afraid when they were landing, the plane
Was it during the war?
Yes.
Yeah.
and the plane crashed. And you know, before this happened, he used to come on leave because he was stationed in Yorkshire at Finningley Air Force Station. And he used to tell me that more people died and more people got killed in plane crashes than they lost in the Air Force once they qualified, because the planes were so badly made.
How did it affect the community? Because you said it was a small community. How did it affect everybody?
Had the effect on
Did it have a big effect on the community?
what?
But when your brother died,
Yes, they were all heartbroken because everybody knew everybody, and they were not like neighbours, they were like family or friends. And this was a very close thing. Luckily, I met a young Jewish girl who became my best friend. Her name was Rita Simons. We had some wonderful times together. And the funny thing was, there was a boy came and he was a carer yesterday, serving the tea.
oh, volunteer.
A volunteer.
Aaron. Was it Aaron? A young boy, 16.
Was it her
And
grandson?
He started to talk
Sandra's
to Hannah and myself, and I found out that he was Rita's nephew.
Oh, Rita's
His
nephew.
mother, yes. And
Sandra's
he was.
grandson.
Did anybody come into the centre yesterday that's here now?
Did you, Monty? Did you see that young boy working yesterday? Very handsome. Yeah. It was a
Anyway,
coincidence.
he told us it was his mother was a sister to my friend Rita, and we are still best friends today. We still meet and talk of old times every Sunday. When I got engaged to Abe Goldman, Rita was on her honeymoon. We were such good friends that I didn't announce my engagement until she came home. She married Frank Freeman from Manchester in 1946, and I married Abe Goldman in 47. We ran a dry cleaning business in Bolton. We have one son who now lives in America. Unfortunately, I'm getting all sad and miserable, unfortunately, because a lot of tragedy happened to most people, not just me.
She was saying that she's coming to a sad part now. because she had some tragedy in her life, but like other people have as well.
Yes. She married Frank Freeman in 46, and I married Abe Goldman in 47. We followed in everything. We run a dry cleaning business in Bolton. We have one son who now lives in America. Unfortunately, my husband got serious heart problem when he was in his early 40s. In those days, there were not the treatments that there are today.
No pacemakers.
No.
There was no pacemakers.
No pacemakers. No, he
No
said that no
pacemakers.
no
Joe's
pacemakers.
saying. There's there weren't any pacemakers.
No, but that wouldn't have been sufficient.
Okay.
Well, there weren't any heart operations
No.
either.
Yes, well, he went to Guy's Hospital and he had a surgery, and I used to go down every Wednesday, leave the business and stay till Sunday night and then come home, because you had to have medical treatment, all they knew then, before you could have the operation. Unfortunately, he came through the operation, and 2 days later he took very ill again, and he died. And Abe died a year before his son's bar mitzvah, so you can imagine how sad it was. We have one son who now lives in America.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my husband, in those days, he died in November 1972.
Do you want a glass of water? Do you want a glass of water?
My father had retired, so both my parents lived with us. I still had a lot of relatives who lived in Leeds, so they were very supportive at that time. As time went by, the business got too much for me to run, so we decided to sell up and move to Salford. As we were very keen bridge players, we had built up a large circle of friends in that area. I also became a member of Naomi Coleman Wheatsoe and worked with them until I became ill 4 years ago. We then sold it in Bolton in 1980. My father died just before we moved. I bought a flat that I still live in today.
Why did you go to Bolton?
They went to Bolton, because Maisie's father was given a job at Burton's Tailoring, and that's why they moved to Bolton. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's when we left.
Yeah, and that whole family went,
Yeah.
In Broughton Park, I began doing Meals on Wheels for the Nicky. Some of you might even remember.
Does anyone remember Maisie delivering Meals on Wheels?
Margaret does. She done them with
but
us.
not at the beginning.
And Margaret here.
How did you
She did them with
first
someone
get-
else.
Did you have a shop on Berry New Road?
And I think I'd
Did you have a shop on Berry New Road?
No,
Joseph?
no.
No.
How did you get involved with the Nicky Alliance, Maisie?
because you remember Ronnie, who was the chairman last year?
Ronnie Levine.
Ronnie Levine. And
His mother
his
lived.
mother was it was the Nicky when I joined, but before that it was the Blind Society.
Yes, I remember that.
And she lived in your
I
block.
remember that, yes.
Pardon?
My father worked for a short while, but he couldn't get work as a cabinet maker, So we ended up in the kitchen.
Oh, Joe's
In the
father
kitchen.
worked in the kitchens here.
Worked in the kitchen. didn't we?
Joe's father, he was a cabinet maker by trade.
Yeah, but
That's
he couldn't
right.
get work.
And
6 years he was out of work.
Yeah.
What name is
So,
it?
Joe.
What was his name,
And-
Joe?
Pardon?
His name?
His name was Goldstone or Goldstein.
Goldgustine.
Goldstein or Goldstone. All depends what it was.
Do
Yeah.
you remember?
No.
Yeah,
Joe,
because
just a minute. Are you going back when it was the Louis Glancy house?
when it
Are
was
you
the
going
blind home. When it was the blind
Yes,
home.
before this building was built.
Oh,
It was Louis Glancy house.
yes,
It was
ma'am.
an old Victorian house.
Yes.
And that's where the Blind Society was.
I remember that, yes.
Because myself and my late husband, we used to come in on a Sunday and work there, work here, when it was the old building.
That's right.
So I can go back as well.
Wow.
Not as
Might
far
have
as
to have you
Maisie.
speak, Margaret.
Volunteer for, oh wait, that's it.
Yeah.
I was a volunteer for some time, and later when the old building was modernised, it became the Nicky Alliance Day Centre. I joined the committee and organised tea dances and took the members swimming weekly.
Who did you used to dance with?
A gentleman called Joe Krebs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it?
Oh, yes.
Does anyone remember the tea dances with Maisie and Joe? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maisie and
Well, the
Joe.
club belonged to Nicky Alliance. And there was a relation.
Yes, Cynthia.
Yeah,
Ah, okay.
that's right.
Right.
I joined the committee,
Is he all
the
right?
members
Yeah.
swimming.
Yeah.
About 4 years ago, I became ill and could not do any more voluntary work. But 2 years ago, I joined the Nicky as as a member. Now, the point of my talk today is 2 months ago, an email came through
Yeah.
to the offices of the Nicky. It was from my cousin's daughter in America. They tried to find out if I was still in Manchester. Well, I think they really wanted to find out
If you were still
I was still alive. I should have told them I'm very much alive, as I always was. In Manchester, and somehow came on the Nicky website. They found a Maisie Goldman on the council. They inquired to the offices upstairs if it was the same person. Isn't it wonderful?
Amazing.
Yeah.
It was the same person. We were so delighted to hear from them, as my cousin, her father, is 97 years old. He'll have me till I'm 97. We're a very long-living family. We were so delighted to hear from them, as my cousin is 97 old and his wife is 96.
Whoopsie. That's great.
When my mother used to come to from Bolton to America, I sometimes came with her, so I knew quite a lot of. In those days, I had 4 uncles, and they all had children, and if they were anything like the parents, they'll have had a lot. And this is one of their granddaughters that they that sent this message. I could not wait to get home to phone them. He had told his brother, who is 87, also lives nearby. They are my mother's nephews. I phoned my son, who now lives in New York, and he arranged to get together with them all last weekend. They had a wonderful family reunion, and they went on the website, and they were all sitting eating there, and they could see me, and you know, it was like they were in the next room.
Fantastic.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
It
wonderful.
is, if you haven't
Sky.
seen
I
things on
spoke
the
to somebody in
iPad,
Australia.
Yes,
You can see face to face.
wonderful.
It's amazing.
I do it with America.
it
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Mm.
Now, my son had met all of his American cousins for the first time. Well, actually, it
Yeah.
wasn't. I made a mistake because they met him when he was 3.
But he doesn't remember.
Don't think he remembers
He
that.
won't remember.
No, but if you'd heard what he told them and acted like, it was a scream. They asked him, "What? Do you like America?" And he said, "Yes, it's very nice." Oh, as though you know you could have somewhere just as nice. And they took him to school with them, and the teacher said, "Tell the children what you do when you go on your holidays." That's what he called holiday. He said, "Oh, I go on the sands and I make sand pies with me bucket and spade." And all the children said, "What's a bucket?" So the teacher tried to explain that the bucket is what they call a pail.
Oh, a pen.
Oh,
Oh,
he
yeah.
said that very good. And then America has a very strange idea. They probably have a very long summer, and so nobody goes on the beach till it's a certain date in May. So we went to Atlantic City once for 3 days with some cousins, and there was David, the only person that was on the beach with his bucket and spade and making his sand pie.
Where the
A
sky.
bit louder.
Oh, then they Skyped when David went last week. Me, and it was so emotional for us all. We have all promised to stay in touch, and with the internet these days that should be easy. Thanks to the internet and the
Nicky.
Nicky.
Comic relief.
I thought I would make you laugh.
That's the way to do it.
The Nicky.
The Nicky. My son now has a family in New York, as we are reconnected with a long-lost family.
That's it.
Amen.
That is the end.
Very good.